Hi guys, and welcome to our next tutorial. We're going to be working on how to create an animal pattern. So on my cell phone, I looked up a tiger pattern, not the generic one where they do it digitally, but an actual fur texture. So that's what I am picking to work on today. Based off the photo, what I'm going to be using is an orange, a tan, goldenrod yellow, a brown, and a black to do this exercise, okay? So I'm gonna bring the screen down so you can see what's going on in my paper. So first things first, what I need to do is kind of draw out a square, because I'm not doing my entire paper this way. Just in this example, I'm gonna purposely cut it off here. In your actual thing, you will be doing something much larger than this, since it is your semi-project. So I have my black square on here. And what I'm going to do is kind of map out where the stripes are based off my photo. Closer to me. Let's see. So I'm very lightly using my black, kind of like a pencil, very lightly sketching everything out. Kind of seeing how my stripes are in. Okay, got one right here. It's a little bit bigger. Thicker one right here. Small. It's got some space between this one. Okay, do a little bit here, there, and this way. All right, so I got the majority of my stuff mapped out. And it might be a little hard on the computer right now for y'all to see this, but it's really light. So once I start building up my layers, you will start to see it to come together, okay? So first thing I want to do is truthfully start out with my goldenrod yellow because it's my middle color. And I really like to get most of my light areas done first because you can make stuff darker. It's just really hard with colored pencil to go back and try to make it look brighter. Okay, so this is where the belly is. I'm actually probably going to go in and grab, let's see, is it a peach or something? Let me test that. Not quite what I'm looking for. More for a cream. Let's see what this one is. Okay, that's a little bit closer. So I'm mixing like a light cream peach color with my goldenrod yellow to do that belly area of the tiger. All right, kind of got that figured out. I'm going to use the same peach to kind of do some highlight areas on the fur that I can see where light is hitting it. All right, that looks pretty good to me. All right, now I'm going to start building up my layers and stuff. I'm not going to do the stripes in black. I'm going to use my brown instead. And when I want to add darkness, then I'll go back and use my black. So I'm not just making these type of stripes. I'm actually kind of using almost like a squiggle or a hatch squiggle method because I'm going back and forth to make these little lines because I have a fur and I have to think about how the fur has kind of little hairs that go back and forth. So I'm not purposely doing like a solid stripe and filling it in like this. I have to go back and forth like that. So I'm going to keep filling in my stuff. And if everything's like super short right here, and then it gets a little fatter, and then it gets a little shorter, that's what I'm going to have to do is just keep going back and forth and keep filling everything in. Okay. Keep going, keep going. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to finish up my stripes real quick, and that way you can see what the finished product looks like when we get to this. All right, so I finished out the stripes so far, and basically it's just brown, and that's okay. So what I'm going to be doing is going with my orange and going over this entire thing. But before I do that, I need to sharpen this because I didn't realize how very flat it is. Well, that doesn't help at all, does it? Okay, let's try that again. Well, that's not helping at all. Let's find a new orange. Just my luck when I'm doing a tutorial video, does my stuff want to break? Oh, that's a light orange. Okay, I'll start out with a light orange. I'll build it up later. So I'm going to go over with this light orange, and I'm going over everything. And I'm doing this, as you can tell, I'm holding the pencil sideways. I'm not holding it like a normal pencil. So I can cover more area as I am shading. Even over that belly where it has that light area, I'm still going to go everything with light. Okay, so hi Salem. And yes, of course, Salem will probably interrupt our normal tutorial. Ah, here's another orange. Yay, and it's sharpened. Yay. All right, so with this orange, I'm just gonna go over areas, and I'm using my lines. So I'm purposely not making it super solid. I'm keeping those spaces between it so the other colors are mixing in as I'm going down on this. There we go. All right, we'll keep going. And then I'm gonna have to keep in mind where his belly is, where the hair gets a little more white. All right, so this is where it's gonna start fading based off my picture I have on my phone. All right, so we are starting to get our layers on here. So what I'm probably actually gonna do is go back over my stripes in just certain areas. And I'm just kind of doing a few little hatches over the brown to make the stripes stand out a little bit. So I'm mixing brown, black, and orange to get those stripes on here. And you can start to see how these are darker than these ones up here. So I'm going to pause the video again. I'm going to finish up my stripes with my black, and then we'll move on to the next part. All right, so I finished adding the black to my stripes. And what I'm going to do is kind of bring this more at an angle. So even though it's upside down, his belly's down, well, up here, and the rest of his fur's down here, you can start to see where, again, I'm using this hatching, and I'm also mixing my colors all at the same time. I'm also going the same direction on all of this. So it has that nice cohesive fur, like if you're petting something, everything's going the same direction. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go back to my orange, and I'm gonna start kind of doing my shading where areas are getting a little bit more rich and vibrant and dark. Get my picture a little closer so I can keep an eye on where the dark areas are and what areas are not as dark. All right, so there we go. A few areas here, right there, a little right here. Okay, so we're starting to get it. Looks like this middle area has kind of got a mid-tone somewhere in this, based off the photo I'm looking at. All right, I'm gonna grab my tan, and same thing, I'm gonna kind of go in, color mix on top. In this area where it's a little bit lighter, I'm gonna purposely go over with this tan. Okay, kind of fade it into that belly area. There we go. All right, I'm gonna bring this up so you can see it a little bit better. So just by starting to mix these, it's starting to come together. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is pause our video one more time. I'm gonna add a few more layers, make it a little bit more vibrant. And this way you can see, even though this is a tutorial and your semi-project's a 2-day project, you're really trying to go for as realistic as you possibly can, okay? I'm gonna pause it one last time. All right, so I am done with my thing. So I have my picture right here and my drawing right here. I'm gonna get these a little closer. There we go. So you can kind of see where I'm going for. I'll get this a little bit closer so you can see what kind of colors I added. I did my browns, I did some light browns, I did some reds. But if you notice really carefully, I did some little markings to help the fur look more realistic. So it's not so much that you're trying to get something solid on a color, but by adding those little hatchings or those little V's or whichever ones I have on here, it's giving that illusion of texture. So that way, if I wanted to like ideally pet the kitty, it would look like I'm petting in the direction of the fur. So my cat would not let me do that unless he wanted to bite my hand. So at least we don't have to worry about that one. Again, if y'all have any questions on this tutorial, please just let me know on Schoology, let me know on email, and ask me in person. That's it. So I look forward to seeing the results on this. Again, this is a 2-day project. Don't rush through this. Take some time. And if you feel like maybe you picked one that's a little too difficult, let me know ahead of time and I can give you a little bit extra time if you need it, or I can help kind of move you forward with whatever technique that you want to do. So, all right, well, I will see y'all next time, guys. All right.